Hello everyone, this is Chris, and if I'm completely honest with you all, I am a very impatient person. When I want to work on something, I want to get it done and finished as quickly and efficiently as possible. And when looking around my base, I've noticed one of the biggest hindrances I have when building things like this is to wait for all the stone and cobblestone and smooth stone and everything else to smelt. I mean, just look at this. Look at how slow everything is. Like, it's a snail's pace right now. Fortunately, back in some of the earlier days of this season, I did build this 16 furnace super smelter, which does make waiting for things just a little lessened, but still, this isn't still a blitz of speed. This still takes such a long time to get everything I need done. Which is why today, I'm going to fix this issue by building one of the biggest super smelters I think Bedrock Edition has ever seen. That being a super smelter, which uses 320 furnaces. And because this thing is going to be so absolutely massive, I'm going to need an absolutely immense amount of resources. One of which being iron, and thankfully, because I have been planning to build this thing for a couple weeks at least, I've been doing probably the most amount of mining I've done in like forever, and I have gotten myself so much iron. Literally so much iron. Thank goodness these caves are getting updated, because after doing all that mining, I almost never want to see the old caves again. And all that iron is going to be used to create the rails and the hoppers. But to make all these hoppers, which, by the way, every single furnace, I believe, is going to have three hoppers around it, which means I need, what is that, 320 times it by 3, I think that's around 960 chests, which means I'm gonna need a lot of wood, which means time to chop down a whole bunch of these mega spruce trees. I think this will be enough spruce wood. And the other thing I'm going to need a lot of is cobblestone for the furnaces. But from the looks of things, we might already have enough cobblestone that we need to make these 320 furnaces. I was more hoping than confirming whether I had enough cobblestone, but it seems as though I did. And with that, I think we now have enough resources to actually get started on this thing. And the place I actually want to build this thing is actually right down here, right below where my castle actually is. Underneath this whole area, I think I want to build a whole bunch of mega farms or mega automatic machinery type things, and one of the first things we're going to be making is this automatic super smelter. But now I just need to pick a good place on where to start it under here, because I don't want to build it too close over there, because this is a pretty long smelter, but I don't want to build it too far out. What about here? Why not? We're round about here. This is where we could start. So there's gonna be 10 strips of furnaces, all with 32 furnaces in a line. That way, I think that's the most efficient layout I think I can make it. Also, it'll work out pretty well for the dropout system, which will be underneath. And there's gonna be a gap of 5. That way, we can fit in the redstone underneath for once again the drop-off system. Why did I not see this coming? Like the terrain lifts up when we need the ground level to be roundabout here. Well, I guess that's why I have the shovel here to level everything out. After that small little overlook, we place in every single furnace we'll be having inside this one farm. And if we take to this guys, we can get a real sense as to how big this thing will actually be. And yeah, when I said it was going to be big, I meant it was going to be really big. Compared to like any other type of super smelter I've seen inside a Bedrock Edition, this is really big. It's really huge. But right now, all we have is just a few strings of furnaces. So let's maybe get some of the hoppers in right now. Oh, I thought I did the math right, where I would have the perfect amount of chests, but I guess not. Well, back to deforesting some trees. Okay, even though we still don't have enough chests, I think we have enough to at least do a little bit of work in hopper placing. And I think another reason why I want to start placing hoppers down is because, on top of here, this is a spawning spot. There could be a mob spawning anywhere thanks to the darkness overlapping these furnaces. So, and I think hoppers don't allow mobs to spawn on them. I could be very much so wrong, but just in case, I want to make sure and actually get started placing these in. And I probably should have mentioned this earlier, but in case you want to see like a full-blown tutorial on this mega 320 furnace super smelter, then leave it down below, because I would love to do an entire tutorial on this, because this is, I believe this will be probably the most efficient further super smelter farm Bedrock Edition has seen. I think I've said something like that this video already, but I can't help repeating myself over this over and over again. Like, I truly mean it. It's probably going to be a very very efficient farm. And I can't even repeat what I'm saying the same. It's not a farm, it's a smelter, the most efficient smelter. Can you tell that I've been playing a lot of Minecraft today? I don't think it's gotten across yet that I've been playing a lot of Minecraft today. Now that we have all the top hoppers on place, I think we better head back up to finish something we didn't complete. And that's, of course, just to get more wood. Out of all the things to run out of, wood would be the last thing you'd think of. Like, you'd think of maybe the iron or something for the hoppers, but nope, in my case, I guess it's the wood rather than the iron. Now, with more hoppers that I know what to do with, let's actually head back down and actually finish placing them. Hoppers are by far the most annoying thing to place in the game, especially when you have to place them in bulk like what I had to do, but at least it's done. At least the frustration of having to crouch in place everything is done. For hoppers, at least, because there is a whole bunch of other things we have to do to this thing. And I think the next piece of this thing we should work on is actually the startup area thing. But before we build the whole load up, startup system thingy, I should probably try and explain how this thing actually works, because it's actually fairly complicated. I didn't get it myself at first, so I should probably try my best to explain it. And this is roughly the circuit we're going to be using. Basically, these comparators will not send out a redstone signal unless if both comparators' output systems are exactly the same, or exactly equal. Say, for example, I throw in 2 redstone dust right here. This one will not send out a redstone pulse here unless if it's the same. Say I throw just 1 in there. Oh, it does, but normally it should only send out just no signal. But yeah, this is roughly basically the system, the layout, the mechanical bits bob thing we're going to actually be using. And I didn't mean to call this thing the bits bobs load up thing, but I guess that's what this load up of item things is going to be called. And there we go. This is essentially the entire load up system right here. But all we have to do now is to put something inside of this hopper that will give a strong enough signal as what will be inside of this hopper. Oh, this is just perfect. Oh, this is just absolutely perfect. Now that this hopper has been completely filled up with wooden hose, if I fill this thing in with full stacks of 5, and when this goes in here, then there we go, yeah, everything seems to be working just about fine. But what I'm also going to have on the side is, I guess, sort of a way which we can have more than one hopper minecart here. That way, in my mind, it should be just a little bit quicker. So that we wouldn't have to actually wait for any more hopper minecarts, or this one particular one to go all the way down and all the way back. So we can have, like, one on standby at all times. It's kind of hard to show how this thing actually works without having the other minecarts and the rest of the track on, so maybe what we should do now is to actually get the rest of this minecart track on. And these power rails need to reach out as far as they possibly can, because if for 1 second that minecart stops or slows down at all, then it will pretty much ruin everything. So yeah, this looks like it's as far as it could go. Okay, I guess. And then what we will do is we will place some normal rails right here, and then on the other side over there we'll have another source of power somehow. And to do that, we're gonna kind of have to loop ourselves around a little bit. That way we can have a little bit of space to put in the power source, because otherwise if we do it there, then obviously the hoppers will get locked, and we don't want to have that. We don't want to have any inefficiencies right here. So if we have just this little extra sticky out bit right here, then if we add I believe some redstone torches right there, and we have this zombie get out of here. Anyways, and then if we put our minecart tracks right here, or our powered rails, then that way it should reach out to pretty much as far as the other one too, and it'll be, I believe, quick enough so that it won't stop on this side too. One side down, and several more, along with several zombies beneath me to go. Jeez, there's a lot of mobs out tonight. Maybe we'll do a little bit more spawn proofing here and there, just to protect this mega super smelter. Now that that's done, all we have to do is loop this thing all the way back around to the start, and it's gonna be raised up just a little bit on its way back. That way we can have the room for the additional minecarts. Now with the item input system completely finished, we can kind of test this, and I didn't really plan on having I guess a rough test. I should really add just like a button or something, but all I could think of doing is just breaking this torch and seeing if anything will happen. No, of course not. This really needs to be really needs to actually have items in it to actually properly test it. Otherwise, I don't think the test will quite work. I guess this will also be a test to see if the items get distributed evenly, so let's put 5 stacks in there. Let's see this, and oh, why did that happen? why did two... Is only supposed to have one come down. Why did two, hopper minecarts come down? Test number 2, and I think this time this will actually work. So let's see. Will it only... Why does it still push out 2? Why does it do that? Oh, and by the way, I got rid of this minecart, because I didn't want to fill out this entire thing with stone that I'm going to need, but why does it send out 2 pulses when it only needs 1? That's very confusing. Okay, take 9. You better work this time. Please, just work this time. If this doesn't work this time, then... Oh, thank goodness, thank goodness. I was gonna have to throw in the towel, but finally, this manages to work. Not exactly sure what I did, though. I'm not exactly sure where I changed the thing that needed to be changed, but I don't care. As long as it works, it's fine. And all we have to do is build the fueling input for the exact same thing, the exact same circuit, minus the this drop-off system. I think we're not going to be sending off fuel quite as much as we're going to be sending off items, so I don't think I'm going to worry too much about that. But everything else I am going to install. Now that the fuel input's in place, I came up with a really big realization. How on earth am I gonna fuel a super smelter this big? What I might do for now is just to build a small little temporary kelp farm. Yeah, something like this. Now, if I just put myself in a box for a few hours to AFK, and after a few hours of AFKing, we got that much? Only that much? I was expecting a little bit more from something like this, but seriously, only that much? Well, one thing's for certain at least, I really should have switched this out for a furnace so everything could smelt out while I was AFKing, but oh well, there wasn't too much ground loss with the amount of kelp smelted. And while that's going, why don't we work on the output system down here? But the only issue is that the output system requires a lot of droppers, a lot of observers, a lot of pistons, and a lot of things that uses cobblestone. And because I used pretty much all my cobblestone on furnaces, I don't think I have any left. But I have an idea as to who I could get a bunch more from. Hello there. Hello.
Oh, what? Hello?
Hello, is this DJ I'm talking to?
How do you know my name?
I mean, I'd be surprised if I didn't, but...
How do you know me?
Just...
How... What?
Just, you know that I know. And I know that you know.
All I know is that I'm lost.
You're lost.
Yes.
That's... not good. I mean, do you need some help finding your way back or something, or...
Do you know how can I go back home?
Speaking of going back home, I heard at your home you have, quite a bit of, resources that I might need for a certain project, and I was wondering if I can pinch a little bit here and there, if that's okay.
I think you have the wrong person.
I mean, you sound like the person I'm talking to. You sound like the person I'm looking for. I'd be surprised if you weren't. Okay, come with me. I'll take my hand. I'll take you to your base, okay? And
I lived in a tent in the middle of nowhere.
I mean, there's many ways on calling your base, but I've never thought of it being a tent, but okay.
All I know is that a strange guy with a very colorful shirt popped out of a stone box with the stuff you see me wearing right now. All I know is that he came out of the box, I hit him with a piece of stone on the back of the head, took his stuff, and jumped in, and I'm here.
That's a lot to follow, but okay. Well, you know, I think you've been overworking yourself. That's probably the issue. Okay, you're imagining things. Okay, you should probably take it easy. Probably just go lie down. Okay, go take it easy. So sleeping did nothing. Okay, you know, maybe what you need like is to stop overthinking it and actually just work on some things. Just work on some of your projects.
You seem to know who I am. And I don't know who you are.
I'm a very good guesser, okay? Don't test me. I'm a really good guesser, but you know what? I'm just gonna sneak down to whoever's base this is. I don't know whose it is anymore. I'm just gonna sneak down, take maybe a stack or two of cobblestone, and then I'm gonna be on my way, okay?
Isn't this stealing?
In some ways, it could be stealing. In other ways, it could be relieving him of things not needed. You know what? Wherever this cobblestone is, I'll leave some diamonds in it. Okay? I'll pay him somehow. And or I'll get attacked by an Enderman.
Yeah, I came out of not wooden, stone box in that building over there, that white squared building. Well, what can I do?
What you could do is, well, from the looks of things, you're building up some walls. So maybe you could do that.
Okay.
Maybe deal about the slime issue.
The guy that lives here has to clean this up.
Yeah, no kidding, huh? So, I'm gonna leave you to it. Have fun. Good luck.
Thank you, I guess.
And if you still feel a little lost, just let me know, and then we could work things out, okay? I think it's safe to say that DJ has completely lost it. Much like how he lost all this cobblestone for all these droppers, for all these pistons, and other types of things like that for this mega super smelter. I'm not exactly sure why I decided to place in all the droppers right now, but oh well. And in my mind, the only logical thing to place after all the droppers is all the ice paths. And thank goodness I have all this extra ice from the racetrack, from the map, from everything like that, because it's been collecting up quite a bit, and I haven't had really any reasons to do anything with it, so I'm glad I at least have it for this right now. And I can already see people screaming at me down below in the comments saying, what about the ice race track and things like that? Don't worry, I have not forgotten about it. It's just that I need the ice now rather than later. And yes, I could get this ice placed down the racetrack, but you know what? What's more efficient in having first? A racetrack or a mega omega super smelter? Like there's no competition at all. That and also ice isn't too incredibly hard to get. With that taken care of, let's actually work on connecting some redstone to these droppers. Now keep in mind that I'm going to have to rebuild this exact same circuit 80 separate times. So just for the sake of your sanity and for the sake of the video not being too incredibly long, I'm only going to show you how to create it once, and it's actually fairly simple. You just need to hook up some redstone like this, some pistons to some observers like this, and then just a block like this, and then that's pretty much it. And if we actually go around to this one dropper and we drop some things in it, say some quartz are there, you can see that, yep, every single bit of quartz is actually getting spat out right there. And we should have about 12 different pieces of quartz. And yep, seems as though everything got spat out. So one down, 79 more of the exact same circuits to go. And 2 agonizing hours later, we built them all. We built the bulk of all these output systems. And thankfully, everything else we have to do for this Omega Super Smelter is really easy. Because all we have to do now is just to place in all this water, all this ice, and all this other types of things that will link up to a chest at the very start. I mean, this can't possibly be too hard. I mean, it's literally just placing cubes of glass, of water, and of buttons. I mean, honestly, how hard can something like that possibly be? Oh, and while ranting about how easy it is, it's all done. Everything is done. Everything is finished here. And whoa, look at this. It looked impressive before with all the furnaces in place, but now with all the redstone and stuff in place, this is insane! This is crazy! But I guess there's only one thing left to do, and because the kelp isn't quite as efficient as I thought, I did manage to find myself quite a bit of coal just sitting around the place, so if we manage to put all this in here, then this should evenly spread out across the entire furnace super smelter, and yep, every single one of them, they're lighting up, and all we gotta do is just wait a second for them to spit out their items, which again, we spat out a whole bunch of stone, which evenly distributed, and oh, here it comes, we should be expecting 5 stacks of smooth stone, and okay, so far so good, this is good, this is promising, and this is also very efficient. Look at all the items that's coming down, like this is I could just watch this thing just go back and forth, just spitting out items all day, just because of how fast it is. Okay, we got 4 stacks so far, but will we get a full 5 stack and not have this thing be lossless at all? My fingers are very crossed. My fingers are so crossed. Like, so far, we've gotten all these so far, and will we get a full stack here? And, oh, we're missing one. How did that go about? We're missing one somehow. My only guess is that one of these furnaces accidentally picked up something it shouldn't have, so gotta sip through all these furnaces to see what the problem is. There's the culprit. One spruce sapling was the thing which halted it completely and didn't give it completely all the way out, but now if we just wait for this one to smelt and wait for it to go through all the hoppers, and then it should be proven that everything is completely 100% lossless. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. We got all 5 of those stacks. Minus one accidentally, but all 5 of them in a very short space of time. And honestly, if I had the fuel ready, I would totally just smelt things literally all day long just to see this thing run, because it's so much fun. It's so much fun seeing all the items pop out and flow all its way down, and seeing the minecart hoppers going around the tracks. Like, this is easily one of my, like, favorite redstone contraptions I have ever made inside the game. But yeah, for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.